Hey everyone, Jeremy Knauff here with Spartan Media, and today I want to talk about some of the mistakes I commonly see with websites that end up costing people business. Now when you make these mistakes, what ends up happening is you lose credibility, you turn away the customer, and ultimately that affects your revenue. So we know in a business that's the lifeblood of a business, so let's fix that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to cover a series of 5 different topics, 5 different mistakes that I commonly see in website design that ends up costing people business. We're going to touch on each of these topics in a separate video. So in this particular video, what we're going to talk about is the mistake of making the website all about yourself. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, it's my website, it's about me, or it's about my company. That's exactly what it should be about. And yes and no, all right? So to some degree, it should. But more importantly, it should be about your customers, because they're the ones who are going to be buying your product or service. Now, I know it's tempting to use your website as a platform to talk about how awesome you are, and I'm sure you're awesome at what you do, but the fact of the matter is that's not going to be an effective use of your website. All right, you can save that shit for your cat blog. Talk about your customer on your own website. All right, so where I see people go wrong is, in the copy they're talking about things like, we've been in business for 35 years, or we received some award from the Chamber of Commerce that nobody else really cares about except us. So that's not, I'm not saying that information is totally useless, but that should not be the priority. That should not be the main thing that people see when they get to your website. Same applies to images, right? A lot of people will put images of themselves, or images of just their product or whatever. And there's a place for some of that, but that should not be the focus. All right. Instead, what you need to do is all of your copy should be addressing your customers. What is it that they're excited about? What is it that they're scared about? What questions do they have? What concerns do they have? When you can address these problems in a way that they feel like you truly understand them, that's going to totally set you apart from everybody else out there. It's going to make them think that it's going to make them, it's not going to make them think, it's going to be true. They're going to have a connection with you that others won't. Same applies to the images on your site, right? So let's say you're a home builder. Obviously, a lot of people would say, well, we have to have pictures of our houses on the website, and that's true, you do. But the majority of the imagery in your site should actually be pictures of people enjoying their lives in a house, right? Ideally, have a photo shoot of people, actors in one of your model homes. Because what that does is that helps them to envision what their life will be like inside of the home that they purchase from you, right? That's what we want them to do. We want them to buy your home and then enjoy their life in it. It's not rocket science here. So what we're doing is we're engaging the brain on a different level. It's not, purely this logical approach, because in reality that doesn't work. We are engaging with them on an emotional level, and that's true whether we're talking about the images or we're talking about the copy. Now, when we talk about the copy, I mentioned earlier, one of the problems I see of people talking about things that don't matter, like how long they've been in business, or what awards they've won, or things like that. When you're approaching this from the perspective of what really matters to them, so whatever your niche is, your customers have a very specific set of things that matter to them, right? Maybe you're producing sustainable green type of homes that use all renewable products and have a low carbon footprint, or whatever the case may be. You need to approach all of your copy from that perspective, right from the perspective of answering their questions. What concerns do they have? What fears do they have? What do they get excited about? Now, when you bring these two together, you've got your copy, you've got your images, and it's all about them and them enjoying your product. Then you're going to be in a totally different game, and you're going to be completely set apart from your competitors. And you'll have a much more engaged customer, right? It's not just a list of specs like everybody else out there is doing. When you do that, it's a game changer. So I definitely encourage you guys to do that. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you have a website that you don't feel is performing the way that it should, definitely I encourage you to get in touch with us. We're more than happy to work with you on that. And if you found this useful, feel free to share it, tag us on it. I'd love that. And if you have any questions, post them down below and I'll answer as many of them as I can. Thanks everyone, and go ahead and check us out on SpartanMedia.com and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys.